Hello and welcome back. I'm Virginia Robin and this is my reading of my book called Not Guilty, Finding Peace in 3 Simple Steps. In the last video we introduced the book and I talked about the basic premise, which is we're wanting to feel better, aren't we? We're a bit confused in life and we're looking externally for that gratification or the thing that's going to make us feel good. And it's then sometime in the future and we have to earn it from that point of view. I'm saying the opposite is true. Feel good now and things will start feeling good. Sounds weird, but this is what the whole book is about. And I know some of you don't know how to feel good with everything that's around you. You want that to change so that then you can feel good. I'm showing you that the opposite is actually true. So today I'm reading chapter 1, which is Part 1, This Is Your Life. Chapter 1, Everything is already perfect. Now that's a really weird concept for a lot of people because they're looking around themselves and saying, no, it's not perfect. I want it to change. So I've got a little quote at the beginning, which I love, by Virginia Woolf. No need to hurry, no need to sparkle, no need to be anyone but oneself. I just love that so much. So what I'm saying is your life is already perfect just the way it is. If you're able to embody that concept, you can gently put this book down and move along as if nothing happened. Still here? I understand. That idea might sound crazy to you because you're experiencing situations that you believe still need to be fixed because they taught you that perfection is a status you must earn one day, and it's only available to you if you get life right, if you get the box ticked. It took me 50-something years of living life dotted with what some might judge as horrible, yet I now describe them as absolutely delectable experiences before I figured out the perfection of life for myself. From what I've learned, no matter what they say, you can never be found guilty of getting anything wrong. That was contrary to my whole legal career. I figured that out though. And I go on to say ever. You can't get it wrong ever. And neither can anyone else. That's the thing. Like, whilst that applies to you, it also applies to everybody else. So it works both, it cuts both ways here. In short, you have never and will never do anything wrong. Hence, I'm a former practicing lawyer. The version of you that exists right here, right now, is just the sum of all your experiences, and it's a perfect representation of that. A tree is naturally shaped by its responses to its environment. It's a perfect tree. You are the perfection of what it is that you have experienced up to date on this planet. They have duped you into believing there are rules to follow and expectations to live up to so that life will become perfect at some point in the future. As a result, you spend so much time in your head wrangling with what the right thing is to do, followed up with potential judicial verdicts. No wonder you're feeling confused, concerned, and exhausted. It's just exhausting. There's more rules every day. Feelings. Another F word that you're not allowed to share publicly, particularly if you're a lawyer or in any profession that requires you to show no emotion. I'll talk more about that. It's how you are feeling that is of paramount importance in your life. And I use how in both sense of the word. I'm going to ask you to press pause in a moment, just to take an indulgent moment for yourself, right here as you are, and just feel into your body. Just scan your body. I want you to know what worry or confusion actually feels like. Have you ever stopped to feel it? Really feel it. So just take a moment and come back when you're ready. Given we tend to avoid what feels bad to us, you never may have focused on this idea before because, no one wants to feel bad. So the idea is to really dive into the feeling. This is the first part of being, human being. Being is a feeling state. Does worry make your chest or throat feel tight? Does confusion hurt your head? What other sensations do these states of being create within you? Did you enjoy that feeling, or do you want it to disappear? Did it have a color, a texture, a flavor even? Did it have a heaviness, a scratchiness? It's just, yeah, it's really worthwhile just even jotting that down. You don't have to, but it's just having that understanding what it feels like to you. Now, I'd like you to take a moment to choose a peaceful feeling where everything in your life feels satisfying or perfect. What would that feel like to you? Consider now how that felt different from worry or confusion. Did you find, and you may not have, it doesn't matter, did you find that a peaceful state felt softer? It was a softer sensation. What else does your body notice about feeling peace or satisfaction? This is fundamental to this whole premise that I go on about. Go back and forth between those two feelings. Feel just a few times, just to evaluate what the difference is. Notice how your body responds. It's a thought. You created it. Which feeling did you prefer? There is no right answer to that. So the big reveal. Notice how you could choose either feeling at will. You've got this. The way you consciously choose to feel is solely within your control. Man, that was such a revelation to me. Totally. This is what we call free will in action. It's not actually taking an action to do something out there. Free will is how you feel about life. And that then leads, as a paradox in that, it leads to bigger, more feeling that preference when you do it. That's what this book is about. So the way you consciously choose to feel is solely within your control. It has nothing ever to do with anyone else or anything in your environment. Really. I'll let that sink in for a moment. And that sounds trite and strange, but I will explain more as we go on. So this is just the basic premise of it. Your entire life is merely the sum of your feelings in each moment. It really is. I just want to pause a sec here and just tell you about, it was a few years ago, I sat down, I was like a little bit despondent, and I sat down at the kitchen table and I drew squares on a piece of paper. 8 squares across, 8 squares down. Good math. No, it's 64. Was it 9 squares? Yeah. 9 times 9 is 81. I drew 81 squares. And I reflected on my life and I kind of gave each square a bit of a colour representing how that year felt in my life. Some years, obviously, I can't remember. It was just an overall vibe. The colours that I'd coloured into up to that point, and I was about 50, were kind of murky. And I looked at, I probably don't have that many squares left to play. What colour do I want those squares to look like in the future? And I felt that, yeah, there was something in that. So maybe try that exercise. That was super fun to me. So yes, your entire life is merely the sum of your feelings in each moment, which was all those little squares for me. Whilst not always easy, and absolutely that's part of the game I think we're playing, it's within your power to choose to feel anything you prefer to feel in any moment. It's a hidden superpower. It's where you get to be the master creator of your life experience. That is the most powerful thing a human can have, in my opinion. If nothing affects you, no one can affect you. Your desired life is now accessible to you on command. You can stream it. It's a live streaming service. That's a game changer for me. It was a game changer for me. Like, I don't know whether that feels like that to you, but absolutely it was a game changer for me. The statement at the beginning of this chapter, which was, everything is already perfect, just the way it is a paradox and is complete in itself. That is to say, you must first feel that your life is perfect before you can experience a life that is perfect or satisfying to you. I had to leave my marriage twice to figure that out. You're welcome. I'll say it again because it's worth repeating. Indeed, I remind myself of this every day. I now choose to live in the feeling of paradise in each moment. But first, I had to make the choice to feel like I was living in paradise, even when the going was tough. and the evidence around me spoke loudly to the contrary. And my satisfying tip at the end of this one is everything is in perfect order as it is. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.